Also, I should mention, there's actually a prequel story for this coming out for the Switch later this year, at some point. Effectively, basically, it's just the not so much the origin story of Phoenix Wright, but rather it's just telling that he comes from a long line of lawyers. Basically, that's what the game is. I'll explain later when I get to that LP, but. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So I said in a recent-ish video that I was going to pick this up again, or at least try to, and, well, I finished Super Meat Boy Forever, which means it's a perfect opportunity to actually get back into it. So, yeah, in any case, I'm going to be going back into it. In the last episode, we're trying to prove that an acrobat murdered the ringmaster, and we have a couple of solid leads, but we still have some evidence that we still need to pour over to actually get what we need. So, yeah, we're not quite done with it with chapter 2, but well, episode 3, but we're not quite done with it. So we're just gonna kind of go into it and see if we can actually stick it to the man, as it were. So yeah, load the game. December 30th, 2:17 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Clough, hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went through all that trouble to bring you some evidence? Oh, sorry, Gumshoe. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. No, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Ho, ho, ho. Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? Probably, but I don't think it's gonna matter if we win this trial. So, that's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me. I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. Alright. What did he mean by that? The very end part. Meaning that it's not over till the fat lady sings effectively. I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk. For me? Interesting. December 30th, 2:27 p.m. District Court Courtroom number 2. Alright, and he's... Not for an interesting part. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Go. About the ringmaster. Okay. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. Yeah? I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Alright. Also, I should mention, there's actually a prequel story for this coming out for the Switch later this year. At some point. Basically, it's just the... Not so much the origin story of Phoenix Wright, but rather it's just telling that he comes from a long line of lawyers, basically. That's what the game is. I'll explain later when I get to that LP, but... Alright. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ring... Okay, we already have the... Okay, so... Let's press some of this information to see if we can get something out of it. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the very big circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow! No crying in court! Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. Alright. That's when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. Yeah. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come to see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat at around 9 years. Okay. Press. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also why when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingling Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. And... I want to find a way to repaying the minister. Well, that was my sole purpose in life. Alright. Well, did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about that, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Okay. No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Alright. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have killed the ringmaster, at least. We know something is going on, but we know that the ringmaster wouldn't want the ringmaster to be dead. No. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, The reason that Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Rustleberry Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Rustleberry to begin with. What? That is a fair assessment. Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's lying on the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yes. Profiles. Well, we know... Yeah, actually. Because there's a lot of evidence that points to Regina being the victim of that. Or at least the intended one. So, I'm gonna go with Regina. Regina Barry? This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! Okay. I want to know why Acro would kill Regina Barry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. Well, we know that... Well, we have... Don't we have a ransom note? Check. You ever forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what took place. This has to be it, because this was found in Regina's pocket. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that will be found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled to the murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Rustleberry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours... It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the Ringmaster, saw the note? That's correct. The Ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible! Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Yep. Hey, Nick? Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool and ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish. You've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. That's a good point. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I think I know what it is. The animal shot by the ringmaster 6 months ago for biting him. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case in the start is what it has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually, well, found inside the wooden box. This was what was found inside the wooden box, which is what the quote-unquote conclusive evidence was. So I think I'm gonna go with this and hope I'm right. Achoo! Chew! Chew! Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him? He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking that into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Well, profiles. We know, well, not intended, well, not intentionally, but we know Bat was the victim. So, this guy. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked at Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina, I mean, Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina is likely never to do something like that. It's just not in her. A valid point, but we do have evidence. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than that. Since we looked into the court records. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. This is the new thing. This is the new evidence that we've got. So, present. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina? There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bet right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. And nobody understands why. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bet as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Okay. He sneezed because of the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! Alright. So that's how that story ends. You've got to be kidding me. She's drawing a blank. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object, for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Ha. Ha ha ha. It almost does seem like a terrible joke. Doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro. You can't mean. Witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright? Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? That same problem has always been evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence. The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Request to search Acro's room. We don't have it in the court record, do we? I don't think we do. Okay, I have no idea how this is actually going to play out, so, I'm just gonna save and make sure. Because I have no idea if this is gonna work. I have no idea. If we request to search Acro's room, then, and if we don't find anything, that could be a problem, but... This is the last step. But the bust wasn't in his room, though. So, and there's no court record of it. I mean, it isn't in his... Huh. It wouldn't... I don't know where it would be. Does it... Would it just see how things work out? Or request to search it? I don't know. If I request to search his room and it backfires, I have no idea what is going to happen. So... I mean, going all gung-ho with it is probably not the best idea, especially since I don't think we're going to be able to leave the courtroom. But, see how things work out, I guess, and just kind of go from there. If I'm wrong, I'll reload the save and it'll be fine, but... It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but... Why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You don't leave no stone unturned. And Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. Okay, so it does play out. But to pull a point on it, Max's bust was not even in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. Ha 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 ha. It looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now? Where is the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-argument looks to have fallen short. Alright. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings us to an end of the cross-examination of this witness. I think this is playing out correctly. Because we haven't got... Oh! Yeah, well, it is playing out correctly. Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow! What are you? What a most surprised person here. She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk out of our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certainly to lose. Very well. The defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward. Alright, the murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Well... If it was in the... Well, that's a good question. It wouldn't be in the lodging house, and it wouldn't be at the big top. It would have to be hit. It would have to be somewhere. It wouldn't be in the big top because they didn't find it. It wouldn't be in the lodging house either, since they searched his room and didn't find it. Gonna save again because I have no idea. Gonna go in the courtroom example. I think that's correct. Yes! It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. Well... It wouldn't prosecutor. It wouldn't be the judge's bench. The judge wouldn't know where it is. Witness stand sounds promising, but it wouldn't just be hiding. Ugh. I get another save! For me! I'm making sure I don't screw this up. Alright, witness bench? It wouldn't be in the witness stand because obviously people would have been in and out of that. Nobody would have seen it. And it wouldn't be in the judge's bench because the judge would have found it already. So, prosecutor's bench would be the most likely culprit. It's, what? Why did you stop talking all of a sudden? Well, I'm just not really sure if I should say anything or not because the bust is under the prosecutor's bench. No, you don't mean that. Miss Von Karma. Ow! Ow, ow! Okay, she's kind of going a little bit berserk. Don't ever think of that either. Well, she knocked everybody out. Nick, get up, Nick. Proceed, Your Honor. I will when Mr. Wright opens his eyes. Okay, so this is playing out. Nick, are you okay? Who is this girl? Oh, this is no time for me to be losing my memory. Oh, shit. Walking the tightrope of logic. Okay. Okay, so... Options, load... We're just gonna load the save. So it's not behind the prosecutor's bench. So the witness stand is the only other logical place it could be. So... Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Alright. Ha, 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 ha. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you can't leave that lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Well, that puts the linchpin in that whole situation. You fool! How could you? She's upset. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search on my room last night? There was two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burnt the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust. Obviously, I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under my wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now, to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Aha, you definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor? Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Circus, Mr. Russellberry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. Well, at least he confessed to that. All my brothers wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. Then that's why you decided to do something about Regina. How? Dreadful. So are you two saying that you were a victim in all this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. Alright, and he's crying. That's a very weird effect for his crying, but okay. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. Alright. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot! Yeah, you kinda are. I can't believe it. You beat me again! I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Alright. Yay! Case over! We proved that Max didn't do it, so now we're able to move on with the rest of the game. Yay! The score is adjourned. Also, I'm a little bit surprised I managed to pull that out of my ass. I haven't played this game in months now, so I'm a little surprised I was able to have all of the clues I needed to actually solve this. I'm a little surprised my memory served me that well in that. December 30th, 4:27 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Pat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max, 1 million of them. Thank you. What's wrong with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Wah! She's been like this for a while now. Wah! It's all my fault! Wah! Sweetie pie. Pat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know that you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Well, I don't really have any evidence. Well, I could go to... Bad is probably the closest thing. So, open that. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But bats! That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Pat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. And also make sure she doesn't act like a child much anymore. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? That's a good point. Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. That's an honorable goal, man. The best circus in the world has ever seen? But don't laugh! That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're going to help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why don't you think that I brought you into court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus better than it's ever been. Mo. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can be the Berry Big Circus without... It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick. It seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats! It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Alright. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, he's back in the story. So he isn't actually dead. Alright, that's interesting. So that's interesting. He's not actually dead. He was just, on hiatus. Alright, a brand new episode has been added. Turnabout. Okay, so we completed Turnabout Big Top. That's a big thing. But interestingly, so Edgeworth is back. I thought he was dead, but apparently not. I could have I thought he was dead. I swear to God, I thought he was dead. But in any case, we're gonna actually go. I think we're just gonna return to the main menu now. So, or at least we'll do that in between episodes. So that was the ending to that little story. That was, well, I wouldn't say cute, but there was a lot of victims in that case. Like, Acro wasn't really a bad guy. He just wanted to see his brother open his eyes again, and he kind of accused Regina of killing quote unquote killing his brother. But and Regina just kind of didn't realize what she had actually done until the case ended. So yeah, there was a lot of twists and turns in that case. But in any case, we've got one last case left to go. So we're going to be going into that next episode. But for right now, I think I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter in the description below to keep up to date with what's going on with the channel. I also post a couple of other updates and stuff like that over there, so be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to support me on Patreon if you want to help support the show. Be sure to go do that. It's only a couple bucks a month. it gives you access to a bunch of cool perks. I'm always saying thanks, not least of which being I will list you on my website alongside any social media stuff. I may also shout out your channel depending on the tier that you pledge to me. And also, speaking on my website, go check that out. Even if you aren't listed over there as a patron, because I post written reviews over there, and sometimes I've been trying to work more on that, but I've been posting written reviews over there. Hopefully people will go check those out and help support me that way. Also, be sure to support me on Twitch. Yesterday we actually streamed Metopia. I posted the VOD up over here. It's also going to be up for the next couple of days, for the next like 2 weeks or so. So be sure to check that out. And also if you want to go check out my video, to check out my check out the more content from me, then be sure to check out the videos linked in the end screen. The top video is the most recent video. It may or may not be this one. Whereas the bottom video is the video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So be sure to check both of those out, either if you want to see more of what you like, or try something completely different. But regardless of whether or not you do any or all of those things, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!